Third win of the season, third in the last 4 races as well. 7th career win, and you might have seen the celebrations on a victory lane. 250th overall win for Chip Ganassi Racing as an organization. Alex, congratulations.
Thank you.
You kind of made it look easy. I'm sure it wasn't, though.
It wasn't. I mean, it was great to start up there, saving a bit of fuel at the beginning. I think everybody was on the same situation, but then everything started moving a lot with those cautions. Did a couple of mistakes there with Joseph. Lost a position there. But yeah, we kept on pushing. Great pit stops and fighted for the win at the end. So yeah, the speed that we had this weekend was huge and gave us the opportunity to win today.
We were talking about some of the action on track. Guys earlier were talking about it. You haven't maybe had a chance to hear this yet. 444 on-track passes today. 386 were for position. 110 in the top 10, 32 in the top 5. As you know,
lots of action.
There's a lot of action out there.
Yeah.
Luckily for you, it's all behind you.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that and not to see that, because that's a lot of passing.
Between that and the job your team did in getting the 10 car back ready to race today, it's a heck of a weekend for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we started really good. We didn't test here last week, so we knew that we had a lot of work to do with the new pavement. We started with a lot of speed on practice 1, and then practice 2 I did a huge mistake. Had a lot of speed again, but crashed it very hard. So yeah, we almost had no time to rebuild the car. They did, and they not only got the car back on track, but it was fast. Almost got the pole and fighted for it. So yeah, it's been a good weekend.
Bruce, leave us off.
Could you sense that Colton was either losing his grip and also running out of push to passes, or was it just waiting for the right moment for you to pounce?
Yeah, honestly, the first couple of laps that he did on the blacks, he was really fast, and I was like, man, he's pushing very hard, and I don't know if I can catch him. But once my tires were into temperature, I was able to catch him. I saw that he was struggling a little bit more. He had to save more fuel than us because he pitted 1 lap early. And then we were just a little bit better on tire deck as well. So I was just trying to push him to use the push to pass, and then try and overtake him. It worked. So yeah, he was doing a great race. I don't know if they were struggling a lot on the alternates, but actually he was pulling away on the alternates as well. So yeah, great day for us.
Steve?
Just what was Saturday like for y'all as a team? First, I was wondering how concerned you were about having a competitive car after the morning crash, and also I imagine they were having to go through everything with Dixon as well. Just how hectic was everything?
Yeah, obviously not. It wasn't the cleanest day by the 9 and the 10 car. They had a lot of work, but honestly they made it. And as I said, we not only made it on track, but we had fast cars. And honestly, I was not concerned on the speed that we were gonna have. I was more concerned of losing track time and not knowing how the balance was gonna be for qualifying. And we made it. We made it to fast 12, to fast 6. So yeah, great team behind. Was as I said, I was never concerned on the situation of the car. I was just concerned on myself getting up to speed, but we made it happen.
Chris?
It was a bit of a hectic last lap with Marcus going through the kink. What was the team telling you? Was everything all right from your end after that, or was it just a little bit hectic there for you?
Yeah, honestly, they couldn't tell me because that's from turn 8 until Canada corner. There's no radio. Well, it's very hard, so we decide not to talk on those corners to avoid misunderstandings. So they couldn't really tell me, and suddenly I saw a car. I didn't know it was Marcus. I don't know what happened. And yeah, it was quite on the edge there. But honestly, having a good 5-second gap allowed me to just take it easy there and overtake him.
And with the larger points, I think they said it was what, 71, 72 points now over the rest of the field. Is it difficult to think, okay, we've got this, we can race for points, or is it just, you know, push flat out, we don't care, we're just going to race for wins no matter what? You get the most points winning anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's I would understand racing for points on the last two races, but it's too early. We did 8 races. There's still 8 or 9 left. So yeah, so I mean, somebody else can do the same amount of points that we did, or even more, with the races that we have left. So yeah, we're gonna focus on scoring wins, because that's the way that we can score more points, and that's the best way. And honestly, there's some races coming up now that are still really good for us, and that we know that we're gonna have a car, and my confidence to fight for wins.
Jack?
Alex, can you explain your evaluation of red tires and black tires this time after the race? Like, for instance, degradation or grip, or the difference between those two?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough for everybody, knowing ahead of the race with a new pavement, and not a lot of riding on the alternate tires. But we knew that they were not as fast as the black tires, and worse on deck as well. So it was a worse tire. That's why top 10 started on primaries. And then I was a bit surprised by how well they were during the race. They were slow, but they were not crazy slow compared to the primaries. So yeah, it made the strategy very interesting, and I think that allowed so many passes on track for sure.
Okay, Jack. Again, the microphone to Mr. Coleman. Thanks, Dave.
Alex, yesterday, you and 14, a bunch of other people went way off. Guys were crashing. Today, I think you got shoved off the track a couple times, came back on. Guys were going too wide through 5. What was the difference? Why could people pass? Why could people run side by side today?
Yeah, I mean, I think the crashes and the mistakes on drivers in general, it's because there's so much grip on the new tarmac that allows you to push on the limit. But obviously, when you're on the limit, there's huge crashes or huge mistakes. But that's good. I mean, a track that rewards aggressive driving and searching on the limit, I think it's the kind of track that drivers like. And then in terms of passing, I think it's actually going to be even better next year, because the track surface was still too new, and on the exits or on the outside of the corners it was a bit slippery, and I think we're not going to have that next year. So it's even going to be better racing.
But it seemed like it got way better between yesterday and today.
Yeah.
As far as, seriously getting wrong.
Yeah, I don't really know. I think it was just by more cars running and just getting more tire rubber on track in general from other series as well. But yeah, we were able to brake on the inside and get passes. I lost 2 positions. I got 2 back. So yeah, it was possible to overtake.
This is Daniel Hemrick, driver number 11 Collar Grits Chevrolet. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also check out one of those 2 videos beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.